All right, all right, all right. Test 1 2 1 2. Okay, what's up, peoples? It's your boy MM2K back with ScramPunks. We got a special guest in the house. Well, we might have two special guests in the house if you paid attention. But before we get into the regular guests, we got to introduce my man. We pronounce his name wrong all the goddamn time, but we think it's so smooth the way that we say it. My man NETHILEZ. What's going on, NETHILEZ? What's up, man?
What's up, Moss, man? I'm glad to be on the show. You know, this show, it's a great show. I can't believe I haven't been on it before, but, you know, I'm glad to be here, and we're going to get the show rolling today. Got a whole ton of topics, so it's going to be one hell of a show.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. And as always, the one, the only TRS Fusion Wolf. What's going on?
What's up, man? The world's most irregular co-host is here. He has arrived. Everything is good.
He has one hell of an interesting picture.
Yeah.
That was my good side.
That's his good side. Oh, man. So, yes, as you can see, we got some interesting topics that I listed there. I wish I could put everything up there, but unfortunately, I can't because Mixer has a character limit. But we're not going to get on. We're not going to get on Microsoft's case about that. It's just Microsoft. They can't help it. They're only worth $420 billion. You know what I'm saying? So, but, hey, before we get into these topics, I just want to get into everybody's gaming week. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll start with you, NETHILEZ. You know, what you been rocking, man?
You know, there's so many great games coming out, like Monster Hunter's out and all these other great games, but I can't help it, man. PUBG is life. I'm on it every night with the one and only Alex Escobar out of all goddamn people.
Ain't that crazy, man?
That's right, the pony. I'm playing with the pony every fucking night. But good. You know what? PUBG's life. I can't help it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And you know, PUBG is the shit, man. I got a little bit of into it on the PC. When it came to Xbox, you know, I did a couple games. I've been meaning to go back. My son is a big PUBG. He's a fanatic. I had to slap him across his goddamn mouth, if you listening, Zoinky, the other day, because he was on his phone with one of his friends, and one of his friends was like, you know, Fortnite is this, and Fortnite. He was like, you're a bitch. Fortnite is not better than PUBG. I was like, man, what the hell are you talking? You know, but
Zoinky has spoken.
Yeah, Zoinky has spoken. So, yeah, definitely. PUBG's a good game. When I can carve out some time from work, you know what I'm saying? They trying to do 12 years a slave. God damn. I'm there till 10 o'clock at night. When I can carve out some time, I'm definitely going to hop on PUBG. That's going to be one of the games that I'm going, you know, be on a lot. So, with that being said, TRS. You know, we know you, Mr. Destiny, but word around town, word in these gaming streets, is that you done threw Destiny out your goddamn window and spit on it, man. What's going on?
No, I'm just on a quick hiatus. I'm getting deep into Elder Scrolls right now, and we were just talking a little bit earlier about PUBG, and in all realness, I do want to get into that, so I definitely want to grab that because it sounds like it's the hot thing. And the main thing that I was going over earlier before I got on the show with you guys was the battle between PUBG and Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if it's a corny battle or what, but I was just reading articles. I was reading articles. Fortnite's pretty much giving up its soul. You know what I mean? To get you to play, it's like everything's half off. You know, I thought that was funny. So I wanted to ask you guys: does that mean that Fortnite is getting slaughtered by PUBG right now?
Actually, no. I'm gonna and NETHILEZ is well more in depth, and then we'll go to the. But that's a very good question. And then with the battle between PUBG, because we talked about this last night on Beachfire. But
okay,
correct us if we're wrong, NETHILEZ. It really Fortnite is starting to edge out PUBG just in volume, not in value, but in volume, right?
Unfortunately, even though that trashy game is around, yeah, it is starting to edge out PUBG. But in all fairness, Fortnite has to go 50% off. Fortnite has to be a free game just to damage PUBG.
Absolutely.
What does that
I was noticing that. I was like, wow.
It's a free goddamn game made by like a big developer that's Epic, and they are only now edging out PUBG. But don't worry, PUBG's going to make that comeback. Just you wait for that game to hit PlayStation, and it's going to be over.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
So right now it's just what is it Xbox or
yeah? Right now it's only
PC?
Xbox and PC. So you're missing a pretty huge crowd because the PlayStation guys are gonna eat that shit up, and then
Yeah.
Fortnite's probably gonna
Yeah.
go the way of the Dota. But that's my opinion.
Okay.
But
I wouldn't mind switching between the two of them just to see.
I'm gonna
what's
tell you
going
right
on.
now, TRS. PUBG has a lot of problems, server issues and so on. So I went ahead and hopped on Fortnite,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I played for 2 minutes. I turned that shit right off, went back to PUBG, and waited on the main menu until it worked again. Like, let me tell you, in PUBG, you're in an intense firefight. You gotta get cover. You gotta lie in the tall grass, and you may or not just get killed from doing that. And Fortnite, if you're getting shot at, you go Bob the Builder mode. You build a fort in front of you. You make a skyscraper. And it takes away all the goddamn intensity of the game. I'm telling you, you go Bob the Builder mode on the stupid game.
Oh man, you can never have too much Bob the Builder. Big ups to 6996 in the chat. Thank you for joining us. What you peeled yourself away from Puerto Rock? Cause I know everybody and their grandma's got podcasts today. That's what's up. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, PUBG is the better game. But again, like TRS and NETHILEZ was saying, Fortnite is free, you know what I'm saying? And people that can't get PUBG or hopping on Fortnite, you know what I'm saying? Or there's some people that like the fact that Fortnite runs a little bit smoother, even though it's smooth as shit. Rugged shit or smooth shit is still shit. It doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But it is what it is.
You make dog shit at 60 FPS and still dog shit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just faster moving dog shit. So it is what it is. All right, peoples. Here's the deal. This is ScramPunks. So what we like to do is we like to give everybody an opportunity at the throne. Everybody brings subject matters. You know how we do it. You know what I'm saying? So your boy, because I'm long-winded. I talk all the goddamn time. So it's time for us to pass the mic. Now, because we have the honorary, we have the honor of having NETHILEZ on here. We're going to pass the mic to NETHILEZ because I know NETHILEZ got some things that he wants to talk about. So, NETHILEZ, if you could just drop something on us, what is it that you want to bring to the table today, bro?
Okay, today what I want to bring to the table is a continuation off, the Beast Fire podcast that, the one only Monty Moss is also a part of, your generous host here. And we wanted to talk about that recent buyout that THQ Nordic did with Koch Media. Now, if you don't know, Koch Media is the parent company of Deep Silver, who has games like the Metro series. They have the publishing rights to that, apparently. They have Saints Row. They got Dead Island. They have like 15 other IPs included. And this buyout was a mere $150 million. Now, that might sound like a lot to you. The truth is, that's nothing for $1 billion. And almost, Microsoft's predicted to go to $1 trillion company. And they lost in a bidding war to, again, THQ Nordic. Yes. The guys I haven't even heard of, who the last game was probably a remastered. Hell, this is like Crytek buying anything. Like, who the hell is THQ Nordic? Who the hell is Crytek? Like, I don't get how you're losing to this, Microsoft. You could have had, like, 15 IPs into your portfolio. You could have had a new studio. You could have put all these games in Game Pass. Your Netflix-type service. Mm-hmm. But I digress. What do you guys think about this?
Let me hop in here real quick. Well, no, you know what? No, TRS. No, hell no, TRS. Hell no, I'm tired of your ass. Getting to sit back.
The great hiatus king.
The great hiatus king. No. What are your thoughts on that? Particularly Metro. Like, have you had a lot of experience with Metro, TRS?
The original one.
The original one. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
The original one. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of difficulty, but I did enjoy it. I want to follow the series, which just happens to be on my hard drive, if you want to call it the series, all the different versions of it.
Yeah.
But I definitely wanted to get into it, but there's really nothing to make me feel slightly like a god on it. So I've kind of not been on it too much. Mm-hmm. But the plot, I need a little bit more understanding on the plot, even after playing the first one. But it seems like it has potential.
Yeah.
But then again, a lot of games do.
Absolutely. Here's the thing with Metro. So I'm gonna break it down. Dr. Spreadsheet. No, I don't have any numbers on Metro because actually the numbers on Metro are pitiful. But with that said, that's because it does not have the backing. It doesn't have the spotlight that it did under 4A and Koch, which was the publisher, right?
Koch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that being said, but it's a very great game, and even 6996 in the chat says Metro Exodus would have looked good under Xbox exclusive belt. Hell yeah, because here's the thing. Metro is a game that's based off of a book, Russian writer, where they talk about if a nuclear attack fell on the Earth. It's one of those post-apocalyptic games, right? A nuclear attack fell on the Earth, and then the main survivors were in Russia, right? And because of this nuclear attack, there's somehow these extraterrestrial beings that are associated to. So you're not only dealing with mutated monsters and stuff and trying to survive in the subways, because the subways are the only safe place because of the nuclear attack, where there's not a lot of radiation and stuff. You could still go out to the surface, but you got to have gas masks, all other stuff to deal with the radiation. So people traverse through the subways. But not only do you have to deal with the radiated monsters, but then you got to deal with this extraterrestrial beings that are there, and you're trying to understand where the hell they came from. You got enough turmoil with everything being blown to bits. But where the hell the aliens come from? You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to discover that. But the big pull in the game is the weaponry. The weaponry, if you're an old school first person gamer like I am, where you like the challenge. You like challenging weapons that are uniquely built, that have unique design to them. Like you have a lot of makeshift weapons and shit that you use parts from a gas pump and shit like that. It's crazy. And the customization is crazy on the weapons too. And it presents challenge to you because of the makeshift weapons. It's something that is right up the alley of it may not be as good as it, but a BioShock or something. You know what I'm saying? It's unique like that. And it's definitely something that should be under Xbox's belt, as 6996 said themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a no-brainer. And like NETHILEZ said, they only needed to drop $150 million. Really? Really? We're talking $150 million here. They would have gotten that, Saints Row, which they could have revitalized too, and made that an Xbox exclusive. Something, and it would have been smart to have that as an Xbox exclusive. So as the heat is dying down on a GTA, because you know GTA is big, but while the heat, you give people additional options. You know what I'm saying? Where hey, we got a new Saints Row, give this a shot. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that adds value to your Game Pass service. It keeps the service honest. So because they didn't get this, I feel like, NETHILEZ feel like, and a lot of people feel like this was a very big missed opportunity by Microsoft. Anybody else want to jump on that?
I think that game would have had some vast improvements if Microsoft would have had it. It might have even changed the whole story, Cosmic.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure of, what's going to happen with it from this point on. I don't know just how far it's going to go, because with Microsoft not taking it, there may not be a continuum with it that's actually worth, doing anything with. If it was like a desperate time, let's say Christmas season, and they had the registry and the rights to that, I think that would have come out with like a Christmas Metro that would have blew everybody's mind. I mean, something like that requires like a team of really good imagination, really good innovation with it, and then I just think that was a big mistake that they didn't grab that, because that just took it.
As you said, Microsoft has a lot of money. They can invest more into this game. Like the single player looks great. They can keep rolling with that. But hell, Microsoft could have even had a separate team do maybe a add-on multiplayer, because the game's very gritty. It has unique guns. It could have been a really fun multiplayer experience, and we really want, as you can see with like PUBG and those games, like those gritty shooters are doing really well right now. That's the new trend, in my opinion. So they could have done something with that. And as you were mentioning, Monson, as I mentioned, these games would have been absolutely fantastic for Game Pass.
Yes.
Because Game Pass is almost like Netflix. Netflix, believe it or not, guys, they don't make half their shows. They just buy them. They go to people, they see, oh, this is some cool stuff. All right, well, we're going to buy it, and we're going to run it. So Microsoft, you need to buy stuff like this. Even though if it might be filler for now, the thing is you don't know if it's going to catch on. Now, imagine people plopping down for your servers just to play that new Metro, because it's way cheaper to buy that than the $60 version. Imagine people going from PlayStation to getting your Xbox just to play Metro, or that new Deadlight Island drops. It's a 4-player co-op game.
I forgot all about that.
Oh, man.
Exactly. Think about that. And you have to realize, look, their game right now, Dead Rising, what they do with Capcom, that series is shot in itself. Yep. Like, honestly, they're already pulling back on the next one. It's not looking good over there. So you could have had Dead Island, which would have been, first party now, be under your portfolio. That would be fantastic. And then even with that whole Crackdown thing you were mentioning earlier, you have the people who make Saints Row. Crackdown's ultra ridiculous open world game. You could have handed the reins to Crackdown to them.
Exactly.
And you would have finally had a first party developer making your game instead of a bunch of second party developers. Because that's a risky situation. You don't want another Scalebound. And lastly, as I said, it's $150 million, guys. This was a tax write-off. This is fucking, even if they spent $200 million, this is still nothing. Like, I don't get how you missed this opportunity, and it really would have bolstered your lineup. You would have had more studios, more games, and as we always say, Microsoft needs more studios and games.
Yes.
They're not hurting like the competition. Sony doesn't need them.
Yep.
EA doesn't need them. Ubisoft doesn't need them. Microsoft, you do.
Here's the thing, though. One thing that Microsoft has always been well at is they understand where the talent is and they just try to cultivate it. You know, like they're not like Sony. They don't have like like for instance, Bungie. When Bungie proposed Destiny to Microsoft, they turned it down. They don't have an eye for things like that, you know, like how a Sony does with internal studios. So they like to work with different teams, and they say, okay, this is the game that you're producing. Just make sure that it's out there on time or whatever the case may be. And then the teams develop the games. Their problem is that they've lost their identity because they haven't done the third-party deals or the second-party deals that we liked, like the BioShocks or the Mass Effects, even though they were timed exclusives. So having something like Metro permanently under your belt that already has a good foundation that you can just further cement into that unique shooter base that you're known for would have done a lot of good, not only just for Microsoft in general, but like you said, NETHILEZ, for the service, because now you're saying, okay, here goes something we weren't expecting coming to Game Pass day one, which is Metro Exodus. We weren't expecting this. We don't know if it's coming to Game Pass at all. And now we found out it's coming to Game Pass day one? Oh, man. This is crazy.
And maybe the future titles will be exclusive to Game Pass and Xbox. I mean, that's just huge for you.
And then you
Mighty Moss, you said this on Beastfire and you said this off the air. But what about that whole building relationship you were talking about with 4A Games? Explain that to me.
Absolutely. So, again, that's what I was going with before I went left. Thank you, NETHILEZ, for putting me back on track. Is that you have Microsoft that don't really have like studios all like that they cultivate. They see talent, they pick it, and then they absorb it. Now, if they an argument that we had to deal with yesterday, me and NETHILEZ, even though NETHILEZ was preaching, an argument that we had to deal with yesterday was that the Metro Exodus, the Metro series is not owned by Coke or Coach or Cox or whatever the hell they are. It's owned by 4A Studios. 4A Studios is making it and Koch is publishing it. But the thing that Microsoft is good at is having good relationships with publishers or developers, and then if the game does well and seems to be fruitful for them, they absorb them. You know what I'm saying? And this would have been a better way to then just have a marketing deal with the people behind Metro Exodus and absorbing them, because absorbing at least the publisher so you can build on that relationship, and then end up absorbing the developer, like you said, NETHILEZ, that could work on Crackdown and help the single player be better. Or shit, the people from Dying Light. Dying Light is a phenomenal game. The hell with just having it on Game Pass. Be in control of it. Fight, goddammit. And it's just a shame that for $150 million, that's lint in the pocket for Microsoft. That they couldn't see how golden that opportunity was. And again, I don't want Microsoft to buy everything. I don't want them to buy everything. But this fit right. To me, these games fit perfectly into their umbrella.
And they were real cheap. Like, look, I love Post-Up. I love the real Master. And, you know, K-Mega's my brother.
Yes.
But, guys, they're acting like this was $1 billion investment. This is $150 million. Like, this is chump change. Let's be real. And also, shout out to Philosopher Doom in the chat.
Yeah, what up, dude?
I play PUBG with them every night, man.
Oh, okay.
No, shout out to him.
So yeah. So TRS, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, again, we forgot. I'm glad NETHILEZ brought it up. Shit, we got the people that made Dead Island / Dying Light in there too, along with Saints Row.
Well, I mean, I'm not really the big guru on most of the corporate moves that they make with the companies, but what I do see is that this creation of the Game Pass, I see this as opportunities. I know you guys say that they shouldn't just grab everything. Microsoft shouldn't just grab everything. But it's still an opportunity to find some gems like that. Yes. You know what I mean? And you have to do that. Why have the Game Pass if you're not going to keep pushing to try and just find gems? Maybe not, you know, big ones, or what could you say? Like name brand ones or big. It's hard for me to kind of describe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like that. Like but something like Metro could have been an awesome gem, and Dead Island. Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah, like just to know, like, oh my God, the new Dead Island that's coming out. It's exclusive to Xbox, and you can get it on Game Pass.
Oh my God, man,
would have been huge because people are acting like Dead Island's a dead thing. Dead Island can be revived.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, look at Dying Light. Dying Light proved that Dead Island can come back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, the group, I forget the name of the developers behind Dying Light. I forgot their name, but they've kept at the whole zombie thing until they got it right. And they got it right with Dying Light. You know, I'm not saying Dead Island 1 and 2 were not good games. Like, for instance, you're trying to build a similar service to a Netflix or a Hulu. Everything on Netflix and Hulu are not AAA gems. They are some of them are obscure type shows like that Altered Carbon. It's popular, but everybody's not watching Altered Carbon. I am.
But it appeals to enough.
Exactly.
Look, there's enough good shows on Netflix and enough shitty shows as well. Like you can look at the originals. There's plenty of bad ones in there.
Right.
Yep. Definitely. And there's enough to keep you interested to where if you say, you know what, I done had my spill of, let's just say somebody's playing some game. You know what, I'm gonna give PUBG a break. I got this $10 Game Pass. Let me just flow through. Oh, Dying Light or Dead Island. I ain't played that. Oh, Metro Exit. Oh, let me, you got it. It's like Steam. Everything we know.
Right,
everything.
There you go.
We know everything on Steam is not a gem, man. And I'm a PC gamer, man. Look, 80% of my catalog is bullshit. I just got it because it was available. It's bullshit. I'm never going to play it. But it keeps the platform honest. Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah. No, you're good, bro. Anyways, Mighty Monster, you're the numbers man. You're Dr. Spreadsheet. So
yes,
you know how like back when they announced the whole Game Pass service and first party games coming over there, our man Kingsblood Gaming brought up a point saying like, why don't people just start finessing Microsoft and get all their games? So wouldn't stuff like buyouts like this, kind of help with the aspect of they have so many games coming. Maybe I should stay tuned for Game Pass. Maybe I should keep paying for Game Pass every month because I don't know what's coming next. I know the service is gonna build up.
Right.
I love Kingsblood, and Kingsblood likes to tune in here. And if he's tuning in, let me explain something. Yo, let me tell you something, big fella. All right, here's the deal, man.
Relax.
There are people that try to finesse everything. Okay. There were people that finesse GameFly, but GameFly had a popular IPO selling. When they opened up. Me and Wags just talked about this the other day. Shameless plug. So check that out. And Wags, if you can't get your ass on the podcast too, put down your goddamn Nintendo Switch. But anyway, like I was saying, people are going to try to finesse everything. Game Pass is built under the true theory that casuals buy like two consistent games every year. You know what I'm saying? And I used my late great Uncle Randy, all right, because he was even though he was a nerd, he was a casual. He bought Grand Theft Auto and an RPG every year, right?
All places do.
Yeah, exactly. And when he wanted a game, he didn't really mess with GameStop all like that. He would just come to our house and steal my shit. So someone like that would take someone else's stuff, or someone that would go to a GameStop rather to get a used game because they only want to invest fully in their 2 titles a year. This is a golden opportunity for them to say, hold on, opposed to me just waiting for X game to drop down to $20, you're telling me I can get access to over 100 games just for $10 a month? Oh man. And you got to keep that system honest. If you keep that system honest, the motherfuckers will never go to GameStop again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got.
And Money Moss, I also want to ask you another question because you're also the numbers man. How much money does Microsoft make off Xbox Live roughly? Like what, 1-2 billion? How much?
Around, I think the last numbers that I've seen that they made off of Live itself was 2 billion. For the gaming division, last quarter they made 4 billion alone. So
okay, yeah, but just for Xbox Live, they make 2 billion in gaming, make even more. So I want to ask you, Marty Moss, people are paying what, $40 to $50 for Game Pass on average? Because not Game Pass, Xbox Live on average, because people get those good deals, they're always online, and so on.
Yep.
So if you average it down, we're gonna go with lowball numbers.
Yep.
But if you get them interested in Game Pass, wouldn't it be interesting to see people pay like 120 plus every year? Absolutely. Like, how much more revenue would that be? Numbers, man.
Absolutely, and that's why we got NETHILEZ on here. That's why we got him here, people. That's why we all triple B. You know what I'm saying? Excellent point. Let me tell you something, big fella, because I hope he listening. I'm pulling you out, King's Blood. I'm calling you out. Here's the deal. People like King's Blood that are very adept to deals like that. He calls himself Finesser X, right? You could go and finesse, like you said, Xbox Live. I paid for 2 years of Xbox Live via CD Keys and G2A or another service. There was another shady service that I got on my Android phone, and I was able to get Xbox Live for 2 years for about $45.
Oh, now, nice.
Goddamn, right? How many? There's probably a lot of people that did it, but not enough to where Microsoft is. Did they get on TV with Phil Spencer crowd? Oh, we lost so much money in Live. People are finessing X and us. No. Okay? There's going to be people that are adept in anything. It got grapefruit buying lemonades and shit like that. You're going to have people that know how to cut prices everywhere. That's like you go on TV and watch on TLC, and I shouldn't even know this shit, but I'm married. But you can watch on TLC people that clip 50 coupons and end up reducing their $300 grocery bill to $5. Okay. Everybody on the planet's not doing that. All right. So because you have few people that are savvy enough to do things like that, the whole group in totality is not going to do that. People are going to pay for a value if something's decent. You know what I'm saying? And look at, okay, Cody. All right. I'm just going to throw this out there. Even though Cody's out there, that you can get access to anything on Netflix and Hulu for free, Netflix still has 118 million subscribers. Okay? Is Netflix, are they going out of business tomorrow, NETHILEZ? I don't know. Are they going out of business? I didn't think so.
No. I think they're making even more content. I think they're making more money than ever.
Oh, like I said, they just dropped Altered Carbon. Okay. So don't be concerned if there are people that are savvy that can finesse these type of deals and make something out of it. It's not going to happen en masse. As long as people, it ain't easy for people to get it for free. That's different. But even if they can't get it for free, you know, it's still going to survive. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, you're fine. I keep interrupting you. But anyways, Monty Moss. Let's address the elephant in the room here.
Yep.
We're in the day and age where people are lazier and more forgetful than ever.
Yes.
Plenty of people hit that Xbox Live easy button where they just get the $60 subscription every year automatically on their credit card.
Yep.
And even when you buy your Xbox One X, you know how it asks you, do you want the free Game Pass trial?
Yep.
And you said no, and you specifically even said that I said no because I know I would forget and it would just keep charging me anyways.
Yep.
Like, you have to realize people are going to do that, and they're going to get revenue just off people forgetting to even have the goddamn service.
Absolutely. I mean, stop preaching like this, man. I can't take this to one episode. But that's true. For every finesser, there are 2 or 3 people that are paying for the service that ain't even using it. It's just the way it works. It balances itself out. Great point, man. Great discussion. Big ups to 6996. They said D made a video of how to finesse Game Pass. yeah.
It's unfortunate. That video wasn't really working much anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. My man Philosopher Doom said Dying Light was phenomenal. Dying Light is awesome, man. Man, really? That's a good ass game, man. Crazy.
Still no sequel though.
Yeah, that'd be a great sequel. That'd be good. It feels like, I don't know, NETHILEZ and TRS. I don't know how y'all feel. After playing Dying Light. Well, TRS, did you play Dying Light?
No, I haven't played it yet. That's why I'm listening in on this.
Yo,
definitely.
Bro, you got to get that, man. You got to get that.
That was a great early gen, gem. Like, it was a fantastic game, and I hope it gets a sequel. It has a lot of cool DLC, though.
Absolutely. And 6996 said themselves, I go months without watching Netflix and pay for it. Absolutely. So like
I will have to say, Netflix is the perfect analogy. Now it helps me to understand the Game Pass even more, and that's why I was trying to say how much of a nest egg it could be if Microsoft did it right.
Absolutely,
exactly.
If you compare it to that, definitely there's opportunities galore to just make revenue from just doing things like that, just playing with experimental games and things like that. You could really make a popping.
And we got to look at it. Like, people are more tuned to social media than ever. So if they see that you bought like all those IP or whatever, it doesn't matter for how much, but the fact that you did it, people are going to tune in because, like, what are you going to buy next? Like, people are just going to start buying stuff, even if you don't buy stuff. So you have to think about it from that aspect as well. Social media is a powerful thing, guys.
Absolutely.
You got to be wary of it.
Absolutely. Everything, the net. Hey, look, man. Me as an old buffoon that I am, I'd have never thought that I would have been on Twitter, Facebook, all this other stuff, but news is constantly flowing, hitting you all the time. Sometimes you got to shut it down. You get so much information. You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely, you always stay in tune. Man, excellent discussion, peoples. Anything else on that? Anybody, before we move on, anybody got anything else on that? No. All right.
I think we really addressed it. Great discussion, guys.
Absolutely. We got 5 watching. Hit that like button. We're going to let the chat fill up. No, I just always want to say that. That's all. But anyway, next discussion point I was going to bring up was, I know NETHILEZ is like, man, he's going to fall asleep. But no, I want to talk about Phil Spencer's keynote address at D.I.C.E 2018. Now,
I was very curious about the big hoopla on this. I couldn't find it.
Yep.
So please assist.
Here's the deal. Now, your boy Dr. Spreadsheets got that potion for you. It's always looking at things from a weird ass angle. While we're doing that, let me do a shameless plug for the Smash Podcast. This Saturday, if you haven't heard, your boy MM2K, the dose
is about to get this work.
Dr. Spreadsheets is going on Smash Podcast and will be known as the most hated black man from here to Wakanda as I go on Smash Podcast and I denounce Black Panther the movie. Not Black Panther the comic. I want to be very clear. Black Panther the movie. Yes, I said it. Tune in to Smash Podcast. Because
it's going to be one hell of a show, and I will say, MM2K, you're my boy, but I think you're about to get murdered on these streets.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
But you know what? That's a few days away, so you got some time to, make your last wishes, and we'll move on from there.
See, who am I sell the rights to my games and shit to? Yeah, man. Yeah, they're
I just want to say I'll definitely be watching the show because I know for a fact that Dr. Spreadsheets could mean so many things. So I'm going to actually watch the show just for the sake of that,
Man, speaking of Dr. Spreadsheets, MM2K, that movie's doing hell of a numbers, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They've already taken out on that front.
Yeah, it's no, there's no denying it. There's no denying that the movie.
In its first 4 days in America, it's made more money than the entire run of Justice League.
Absolutely.
Just let that sink in.
Absolutely. No, there's a lot of people that there's a lot of people that liked it and they're celebrating it and everything's fine and dandy in Wakanda land, but I just again, look, let me explain. Let me do this because I'm under NDA disclosure. NETHILEZ has threatened my life and my family, okay? And all my kids, all 37 of them. He said that he was not going to allow us to eat cornbread no more. He's going to beat us with crowbars and shit if I said anything about the show on Saturday that I was allowed to say. All I'm going to say about Black Panther is that this is not a publicity stunt. I look at things at a different angle. You know what I'm saying? And I like to give you guys a well-rounded thought process. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think about things the same way everybody else do. And when I went to go see Black Panther, I had certain expectations, and those expectations weren't met. And when expectations aren't met for me, I trip out like a little 12-year-old girl. So you're going to see me trip out like a 12-year-old girl on Smash Podcast this weekend because my expectations were met. That's all I'm going to say. Philosopher Doom said 2K don't come with that old Tariq Nasheed breakdown.
Nice.
Oh, man, y'all boxes crazy. Yo,
nice.
This might be, man, I might have to, I don't know, man. I don't know. I might have to have a running limo in the back of the studio. I might not be able to do the whole podcast because people will be coming in with pitchforks, man. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a great podcast as always, and we just gonna do it up a little bit for the people. Not no fakery, but some real. So we're gonna have a real fierce discussion because Black Panther is, like NETHILEZ said, is blowing records. It is the hottest thing out there, and we're gonna have that discussion, no doubt. But what I wanted to talk about next was the keynote from Phil Spencer. And the keynote in general was just regular. You know, me and 6996, we was talking about it on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, with this whole politician stuff, this kumbaya stuff. But that's the problem, and that underlines something for me. And what I wanted to talk about is the fact that something was revealed to me from that keynote. Like, and it concerns me, and I need the panel to talk me off the ledge. Like, am I overreacting or not? Here's what I got from that keynote. Listening to Phil, hold on, I had a little piece of paper. Let me go in my back pocket because I had to sneak these notes at work because I was supposed to be answering phones. Okay, so he was talking about world building in games, and it's all about the laws and the religions and the races and stuff that are in games and all that other stuff. And he's focused on aesthetically pleasing stuff and all and this other thing. And he talked about the team having a certain moral compass about themselves when it comes to diversity. And all that stuff is fine and dandy. But what we try to figure out, brother, is what you going to do about this 30 to 76 million console gap that you got out here. And we want to know what games you bring into Game Pass. So why the hell you ain't buy Metro Exodus? I can give a shit less if you read 50 Pixels in the Sky, whatever the hell the book it was he was talking about. I need to know where the game's at. And go ahead, man. Go ahead. Someone talk me off the ledge, man.
Mighty Moss, you have to remember the pixel's mightier than the pen. But,
Yo,
what I want to say is,
what? I mean, why? What? What? The pen. This dude really said that. He said, "Well, you know, they say the pen is mightier than the sword, but I just want to let you know the pixel is mightier than the pen." What is Abercrombie and Fitch ass? Where are the games at? I could care less about your philosophy on what touches your heart. Because this is what Phil said, pretty much. And then the crazy thing that got me on the ledge, and I'm going to shut up and let y'all talk me off of it, was right after the keynote was over, it was on autoplay. Now, I don't give a fucks about IG, and I don't fucks with IG and all like that no more. Excuse my French, because they're full of shit. I dropped a video where, was it IG? But they're full of, oh yeah, we had this thing with, me and Z and Post Up had this thing with Destin Lingerie or Lingerie, whatever, Linguini, whatever the hell his ass is, from IGN. And NETHILEZ, I don't know if you caught it, you might have been out of the country. But
yeah,
there was an argument and somebody roped in Crap Gamer and then roped in Z. And then we were just talking about just bias in the media, about how people, whenever there's good news for Xbox, a lot in the media tend to twist it to bad news. And, you know, we just want y'all to come fear down the line. If Microsoft messes up, Microsoft messes up. Like, my very first video was, on YouTube, was Phil Spencer got a promotion and I'm not celebrating. So when Microsoft messes up, I'm going to call their card. However, don't always turn negative news, good news into negative news so you can get clicks. Do you know this dude, Destin Lingerie, said to me, "Get the hell off my timeline," or some other garbage. And I'm like, first and foremost, dumbass, this is social media. Nothing belongs to you. Okay, this all belongs to the World Wide Web. And I said, prove to us where you guys were not being biased towards Microsoft, and of course he couldn't do it, and Post Up gave it to him too. So I don't mess with IGN because of that. I boycotted them. I just never made an announcement about that until now. But it auto played to Unlock podcast, where it had Phil Spencer, Seamus Blackley, I think his name is, and what was the other guy that went to EA? Peter Moore. And when you heard the three of them talk, you could see the grit and the passion from Peter Moore and Seamus Blackley. But you felt this Abercrombie and French feel from Phil Spencer. And I realized Phil Spencer don't have any grit to him. He does not have the same grit to him that, let's just say, that the other two had. And that could be a problem down the road, because we're wanting these gritty ass games and these more adult type games, and the reason why we're probably not getting them is because that's not up Phil's alley. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna shut up. Phil said himself that gaming to him is a feeling of the heart. Okay, it's a feeling of the heart. And his favorite game is Voodoo Vince, and he had so much fun playing that game with his daughters and all this other stuff. Gaming is a feeling from the heart. And then in that keynote, he said how he got into gaming because his dad was a programmer or something like that, brought him a computer, and they made games together. So to Phil, gaming is more like family night. You know what I'm saying? Playing the game of life or Monopoly or something like that. To where the rest of us that are Xbox fans, we're looking for badass experiences. And to me, that's a problem. Big ups to the Pyro Squad that's joining the chat. Big ups. What's up? What's up? Thank you for joining us. And again, I need you guys to talk me off the ledge, okay? Am I being hyperbolic? Do I think does Phil lack grit, as I'm saying? And if he does, is it really going to be a problem? Who wants to take a chomp at it first?
Look, I'm going to let TRS take a chomp at this, but I wanted to do a quote I found from Twitter. I can't remember the man's name, but he said something perfect. He says, what the hell is this guy doing? And he's up here running for the presidency instead of making games. But I'm going to go ahead and digress.
Yes!
TRS, you can have this.
Yes! Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, TRS. What are your thoughts, man? I'm sorry.
Oh, well, no. I was enjoying that. One of the main reasons, like I always say whenever we're on the show, that one of the main things, I'm not really into the corporate and the business aspect. And this is one of the main reasons why. This is something I discussed before off the show, especially with Phil Spencer. He kind of reminds me of back when Nintendo first came out, the Nintendo Wii first came out, and you had those diehard gamers that were very disappointed at stuff that didn't come out yet. But then you had those moms that really loved the Wii because of the Wii Fitness and all that kind of stuff. That's why I always compare it to him, because it seems like he's more of the kind of person that's there with that, with the love and the effervescent love making of the game. Yeah. He's more of a family Wii Fitness guy. He's not like us. He's not that diehard guy that wants to see that Fire game come out or a dozen Fire games come out. And I think that's one of the main problems, considering he's in charge of most of it. Is he not in charge of most of the ideas and concepts that are accepted?
Yeah. Yep.
And exactly now you're dealing with a guy that's not really a diehard gamer. He doesn't even seem like at all like the type that grew up gaming. You know what I mean? So, grew up gaming like we did, where we did our Chrono
with the particular taste that we have.
Yeah, the particular taste.
He's definitely a gamer. He's definitely a gamer.
He's a gamer, but he doesn't have that particular taste like the average gamer I know that grew up loving anime-oriented games.
Yeah,
you know, different kind of Metal Gears, stuff like that. He's more of a parappa the rapper.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He's more like he said, family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He's more like something I'm doing with my kids, as opposed to I feel I'm the protagonist. I'm kicking your ass. Mm-hmm. He's not one of them type of gamers like how we are. So I think that's one of the main problems with the selections that are going to be coming out, unless he comes up with an awesome team in the next several months. Because I think the team that started with Microsoft's with the Xbox and whatnot, I don't know if they're gone or if they got laid off you know, kind of like how Bungie's situation was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that's what happened. All the pros with the ideas left. I don't know, but it seems like he's predominantly in charge right now, and that's what you're going to get. You're going to get family.
All right,
that's what you're going to get.
Before you hop on NETHILEZ, I just want Philosopher Doom says they built a beautiful house in the Xbox One X. It's only been since November. Now it's just going to be furnished with games to make it home. Man, Doom, you sound like you wrote Phil's keynote. No, I'm just messing with you, man. That's a good point, Doom. What are your thoughts on that, NETHILEZ, and then your point?
You know, he's absolutely right. We need to see like those big exclusive games coming from Microsoft. Like, hopefully this E3, I just want to see what they got for their lineup. You know how Sony showed like their big lineup throughout the years. And I know you have some repeating, but Microsoft at this point, you got to do the same because you got to make the Xbox One X seem worth it. You got to show why you should get the Xbox One X over the Xbox One S or just the base model, because, you know, people are a little stupid. Like, they think like they need a 4K TV. Show them that there's a graphic fidelity that you're just missing out on, and you can get it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, back to the Phil Spencer keynote. Personally, for me, it was a little boring. I'm not gonna lie. I almost fell asleep through it, and there was a lot of implications. A lot of people were a little worried about. All in all, I didn't really care about that stuff. For example, people are worried that he's going to start censoring Xbox Live and all that. But I gotta say, I've been playing on Xbox Live for a while, and some of the stories are legit. I remember he brought up an example where someone said, "Look, I didn't want anybody on Xbox to know I was black because as soon as they knew that, my own teammates shot me and everything. I was made fun of and all that." And you know what? In all honesty, that happens on Xbox Live. I've seen stuff like that happen. Like, as soon as you find out a man's of color, he's already desegregated. His teammates go after him, all that. And, you know, it's just racism, like pure racism. And if he's going to try to get rid of stuff like that in the game chat section, I'm all for it.
Yep.
Because, you know what? That's bullshit. And I'm glad he's trying to clean that stuff up. And I'm like what he did was saying he wants disabled people to feel like they're at home, they're equals, they can compete and all that. You know what? All that, great job, Phil Spencer. But other than that, you sound like you were going for like the presidency or something. Like, it was really boring what the hell you were saying up there. It was a little weird to see you say, you mentioned more Sony games than Nintendo games than your own games.
What?
I'm a little like, I get like maybe Mario, but come on, you can't say Uncharted. What the fuck?
And then every time he closed a segment where he was talking about games, he finished off with a Sony game. You know, and you always say the best for last. Why are you doing that? You know,
and instead of picking like Red Dead Redemption, you know, a multiplayer and safe pick, great story, he picked Uncharted. I was like, what the fuck?
Thank you. Like, if you want to mention Sony great, say, hey, you know, there's game. If you want to show that solidarity, which you don't need to fucking show, but if you want to show that solidarity, say, hey, you know what? There's games like Uncharted, which are good. There's Halo, and then there's Red Dead, like you said, Red Dead Redemption. If you want to end off neutral, but you're putting more spotlight on Sony games than you are your own games, which sends off the signal to us, the people that are actually helping pay your paycheck, that you got more confidence in their stuff than you do your own.
You know, that's a huge fucking problem. It's not a good message that he was sending with that. Like, I know people are gonna get at me like, "Oh, so he can't have his opinion about like liking their games." It's like, look, when you're at a big stage like that, you gotta promote your brand no matter what, or at least go in the neutral route.
That's right.
You can't just praise like Uncharted in those games because like it just makes you look weak. I'm sorry, it does.
Absolutely. Here's the thing,
and that's what Buddy Moss was trying to get at with the whole competitive edge. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Here's the thing. Quick background, some Dr. Spreadsheets notes. Back in 2013, Microsoft was bringing in $21 billion in revenue a year, which is a lot of money. It's actually around the same amount that they're bringing in right now. But here's the problem: their stock price was shitty for their business sector. So that's why Steve Ballmer and all of them had to go. That's why they left, because they had to clean house. Because the philosophy was a fish rots at the head and it rotted the rest of the body. Steve Ballmer got to go. Donnie D got to go. Oh, that's why they left. They didn't leave. Donnie D didn't go necessarily just because of Xbox. He was known to be with the Steve Ballmer era. He had to roll. And so then Satya came in. Satya, when people make drastic changes like that, they get a feel of the people that they connect with personally. And I can see a Satya connecting with a Phil Spencer. And what has happened under Satya Nadella's rule, like it or not, the stock price, they're still making around the $21 billion a year, But the stock price has gone up, I think, 230-something%, which is phenomenal. And that's where Microsoft wants to be. Now they're happy. You know what I'm saying? They're happy. Their investors are happy. I think what you're seeing is Satya Nadella, who, when he's on stage, his presence is, I want to improve the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, Microsoft is the key to worldly peace. That's his aura. And Phil Spencer is somebody that he's boosted up in his seat right next to him. And he did that because he has the same aura. And that's what we're dealing with now in the Xbox division. Who wants to take a chomp at that?
Damn, man, you're going after my uncle like that. But what I will say is, you know what? You're right. I think Satya and Nadella promoted Phil Spencer because they have the same vibe. They're very, I don't know, peaceful, I guess. I think we go with that word, peaceful. And they want everyone to enjoy everything. They don't want any barriers. And they think software should be everywhere and so on. And you know what? That works for Microsoft. It doesn't necessarily work for gaming, in my opinion. But again, that's my opinion. TRS, you got any thoughts?
No, I just have a big problem with just advertising other people's systems, games. If they're exclusive for the other systems, I'm not advertising it. I'm not going to use it as examples for anything like that. I'm trying to destroy you.
Yeah, exactly. That's a barrier thing I'm talking about. There's no barriers with them.
Exactly.
Also, Philosopher Doom has a question in the chat.
Yes.
This is a very good question I wanted to address, actually.
Yep.
He said, do you think Phil Spencer showed those type of games because maybe he wants to see if Xbox players want those type of games? And you know what? You're right. Maybe he is doing that, but at the same time, in the rumor mill, Xbox isn't showing an interest in any single-player shits.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real, man. They want those multiplayer experiences. I don't know if I can go with that.
If you listen to his keynote, again, everything is spelled out. Phil is very transparent. He just says it in what we call, in my industry, banker babble, in a way that if you're not paying close attention, you may not absorb it properly. But what he basically said was, look, this is what moves me as a gamer. I forgot what game he said. He was like, I was playing this game from way back in the day when he was younger, and he got killed, and someone took his stuff, and that moved him. And that's service-based. It was a service-based game. He's going to service-based games where people are connected and they're doing all types of stuff, and they might be doing some cool things. But the problem is that that's not what brought us to your restaurant. We didn't come to you because we could all connect and hold hands from here to Wakanda. Now, let me stop taking shots at Black. We didn't do that so we could hold hands. We did that. We came to Xbox's restaurant because we wanted some kick-ass food. Where is the kick-ass spicy food at? That's what that's the problem. So if you want to flourish what the Xbox brand is with service-based games, that's cool. But do not ever forget where you came from. And that is the kick-assery. You got to have the kick-assery involved too.
Don't stop offering the chimichangas. Is basically
exactly.
Keep the chimichangas.
You're saying is, bring in those PUBGs, but don't make like another Journey type game, like which was a PlayStation exclusive. Like,
yes,
look, man, we want those badass big action games, and that's what Xbox gamers want. I don't get why people think that's a problem because you know what? There's an audience for everyone. Xbox, that's your audience. So you gotta appeal to them. Like they got you here. Why are you leaving them behind now?
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely.
But there is some good that come from this whole keynote thing. Like as I said, it looks like Phil Spencer's really invested into multiplayer experiences. I think that's where he knows where the future is at, and I hope he gets good multiplayer experiences. Like maybe he'll bring back Mech Assault. Maybe he'll realize games like PUBG, where the intensity of when you die is truly gruesome, and maybe he wants more experiences like that where it's intense.
Yes,
because we love intensity in online games. That's why Halo was great. It was very competitive. Gears, oh my god, the intensity of that game. Yelling your head off at your teammate because they suck with the Nasher.
Yeah.
Like, I hope he understands that, and I hope he brings these games to light.
You gonna say something,
but
TRS?
I digress.
TRS, was you going to say something?
No, I wasn't going to say anything.
I was just.
I don't say anything. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Yep.
No, I was listening to you guys. Did you hear like some feedback?
No, I thought maybe you were going to hop in. Well, I was just going to finish this point off with the intensity of PUBG, even though it may run sometimes at 15 frames per second
or 2.
You know what I'm saying, or 2. What makes it the shit is that intensity, that sense of urgency. That's needed in games. You know what I'm saying? even as an old school gamer like myself. We didn't have people writing scores. We didn't have James Cameron or whoever directed video games back then. They had the pixelated songs, and it was all about intensity. So that intensity nowadays would be in PUBGs or whatever, but you gotta have that badassery to it, and you can't forget where you came from. Can't forget why. You can't do false advertisement. You can't do a switcheroo. Hey, this is a seafood place. Then when everybody starts coming, then you just only serve burgers and shakes. You know what I'm saying? Burgers and shakes is cool, but that's not why we came to you. We came to you for the seafood. Okay, so all right. So, moving on. All right, before I go to my next thing, TRS. That's right, we're picking on your ass now. You know what I'm saying?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, brother.
Yeah. It's fading in and out. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's my gas. I'm not sure. But I had one quick question. Now, we were discussing before we let go of Phil Spencer and his treaties in Wakanda. I just wanted to ask, do you think that maybe from what you guys were saying, he was mentioning a few games that have nothing to do with him? Is it quite possible that he could be looking for future multi-platform opportunities from games that are only exclusive to PS4?
I'll hop on that real quick, and then I'll let NETHILEZ finish it off. But no, Phil Spencer in an interview last year with Giant Bomb said that this motherfucker was. Look, let me just pull the scale. This motherfucker was mad. All right, because they were talking about people saying that he's not competitive. And he was like, yeah, I don't get that. I hate fanboying and all the other stuff. I don't have to be like Sony I'm going to drive you into the ground. Now, if you go to Sony and you talk to them, they're going to be like, yeah, we would like to put Phil Spencer, Mike Ybarra, Aaron Greensberg, maybe Shannon Loftus can stay. We would like to put them in a spaceship and send them to another solar system.
Thank you. Exactly. Thank you.
I got that.
That's why it's Jesus.
Look,
come on, man.
Mighty Mouse, I want to go with that. When you go to Sony and over there, like, all right, this Project Scorpio's coming out. It's doing phenomenal pre-order numbers. You know what? Where we here at Sony, we're going to make that thing our bitch. We're going to destroy them in their launch month of November. And look at what happened.
Absolutely.
The Xbox lost to the PlayStation Slim.
Absolutely.
Porter Rock got that big W. I don't like to admit it, but he did.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, I know there was January MPD numbers, but I haven't got a chance to see them yet. Do we know who was the winner of January?
I don't know. Probably the Switch again. I'll look it up.
Just curious. Because me and Porter Rock, we have a bet non-bet. Well, I told him, I said, it's not second quarter yet, but I like second quarter, Xbox is going to win an MPD, because people are going to get their tax refunds and they're going to buy Xbox One X's, and that's going to help push the family along and give them an NPD at least for second quarter. With that being said, it all depends upon Microsoft, if they advertise it right. People still don't know what super sampling is. Or, no, let me correct myself. They didn't understand what super sampling is until Sony pushed it for the PlayStation 4 Pro, which is crazy. Meaning that Microsoft, they advertise it to people like you and me and TRS. We're the nerds. But the average person that I talk to in the street, and I talk to a lot of casuals, like, you can do super sampling. What the fuck? I ain't going to the Sizzler. What are you talking about, super sampling? What the hell is that? They don't know what it is. And if Microsoft don't market it better to the casuals on why the Xbox One X is a phenomenal choice for them, then they may not win. Porter Rock might get another W. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. But, all right. So I guess we can move. Any more thoughts tonight? We can move on to the next subject matter?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. TRS, your ass needs to give us the gaming report. You ain't been doing Destiny, so you got to let us know why. Your service-based game of choice, why everybody should hop on it. What's going on with you with Elder Scrolls Online? Educate people, because there's a lot of people that are not down with this game.
The only way I can use like maybe an analogy or something to that effect is if personally, since they've done the alterations on Elder Scrolls, it almost gives you that feel similar to Skyrim.
Okay.
If you played Skyrim, and that's one of the main reasons why I play it today. It's like an online Skyrim, which is what we always wanted in the beginning, but could never get. We would always get some rip off of it or whatnot. But now Elder Scrolls Online is starting to become more like that, and that's what's making it more enjoyable for me to get on. Destiny is I don't care what anybody says, especially you. But Destiny is a good game. It has a lot of loopholes that could be altered. There's a lot of repetition and whatnot, but I still play it. But it's not nearly as widespread and various as Elder Scrolls Online, and that's what makes it a lot more fun for me to play this. I go back and forth, by the way. I don't just drop Destiny and go on Elder Scrolls. I've just been on Destiny for too long, doing the same shit again and again and again and again. So now it's time for me to get on Elder Scrolls, where I don't even have the all I have is the main game. Okay. I don't have any of the DLCs, and I have yet to destroy even a fourth of all the missions.
Gotcha. Yeah.
On the regular game, you see what I mean compared to like Destiny.
Absolutely.
Like Destiny be doing the same thing again and again and again, and the Curse of Osiris DLC for Destiny was like the size of a closet. There was no. I mean, it was about the size of my living room. And it was like for me, it was a ripoff to me, but I'm hoping that they can make up for that with some of the more DLCs that are coming. But the Curse of Osiris had one planet, Mercury, that was about the size of my old efficiency. and it was like, and a lot of people were upset about that. It should have been a whole lot huger, but it wasn't. So now you're stuck with this one DLC until the next one comes out, where you're repeating in an efficiency. Gotcha. So now I have to switch over to Elder Scrolls, which is far more vast, and I'm actually playing it right now, and I'm actually on something that I haven't discovered since I've played. And keep in mind, how long have I had this game?
Man, shit. See, I have a habit of putting TRS down with games and be like, oh man, you got to get on this. And then as soon as he gets it, I abandon it and shit. So I introduced that game to you, 3 years ago? 3 or 4 years?
And I still haven't beat every mission on this game, and I'm afraid to start the Division,
dude,
because I'll be abandoned by you again. So
no, dude, no, I'm not leaving the Division. But before I get into the Division, NETHILEZ, are you big on games like Skyrim and stuff like that? Is that your cup of tea?
I do like Skyrim, Fallout, and all that, but I didn't really get into the Elder Scrolls Online. I kind of found it boring.
Okay.
And you know what? I want to get into Destiny 2.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was really in the beginning. And Destiny 2, TRS, you might have to teach me that game, because like I tried getting into it, but I got sick, so I got way behind, and then I gave up.
Did you play one?
Yeah, I played one, and I beat the whole thing.
Okay,
I didn't get the DLC though.
I'm sorry, I was just chuckling because Philosopher, he's trying to remind you, TRS. He said Destiny is that spouse that keeps cheating and TRS keeps forgiving them.
Right? You know what? Yep. I always say it in our groups and things like that. They're always complaining about the DLCs and whatnot, and I always come in like, I have hope. Destiny 2 still young. It hasn't been out there nearly as long as Destiny 1. I have hope.
Yep.
So
I'm hoping to talk about Osiris, and you say it's like the size of your living room. How much was the DLC?
Well, I actually got that pack. What was it, the $90-something pack that came with the 3 DLCs?
For the season
but
pass.
Only one of them, season pass, but only one of them has been activated yet so far, and that's the one the size of the efficiency.
Oh, man, that sounds like some bullshit.
Yeah, and that was a major ripoff. So I'm hoping they don't do that with the other 2 DLCs, because people will start kind of dropping. Here's the biggest thing. The biggest fear, I think, for Bungie, because they haven't even finished all the DLCs yet for Destiny 2, and they're already working on Destiny 3 right now. From what I hear, it's going to be out maybe Christmas of 2019. They're already working on it, and I think it's because Anthem's coming. Yeah. Anthem's coming. So, but that's no reason to destroy what you already have now.
Yes.
Yeah, but if they release that in 2019, you're going to piss off a lot.
That's a stupid move. Yep. So I'm like, wow, why are you starting that now? And you haven't even gotten us unupset with you about Destiny 2.
Yep.
It's like, and I keep telling everybody, I think Bungie's scared and they're messing up because, well, other than the fact that they're merged with Satan, I mean, Activision. But other than that, I think they're scared because Anthem's coming.
Yeah.
And Anthem just did what, some kind of extension to their development.
Yeah, they pushed it back a little bit. Yep.
And do you think that while they're pushing that back, don't you think they're watching like what's going on, like Destiny? You know.
Yep.
Oh man, they're watching Destiny, and they're definitely watching the Division because they don't want to
fall
off that.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
So Nico,
that's going to be interesting.
What are your thoughts if Destiny 3 and Anthem released the same holiday season? Who you think gonna come out on top of that? Just off of what we know now.
Oh man, like I feel like BioWare, their name, even though that wasn't the same developer team, their name is a bit tarnished because of the whole Mass Effect debacle.
Yep.
And Destiny, it just has a brand name, but at the same time, Destiny has its own hate right now with Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Right.
People might get pissed off if there's a new one already.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's actually gonna be a close fight, but I will say Destiny has a more brand name right now.
That is true. Good point. And then, yeah, like you said, BioWare's name is tarnished, even though it was the B team that worked on it. But, you know, a lot of people aren't aware of that. Secondly, EA's name is tarnished right now. So if we're going off of EA's popularity, if we're having a popularity contest, these are the two worst motherfuckers to talk about.
Oh, man. And you even have, like, Disney coming in, just, like, putting their dick on the table, like, all right, we're about to take the Star Wars away from your ass.
Exactly. Oh, man. If EA loses Star Wars, Microsoft better. But that would be a perfect opportunity.
But to say Microsoft's like, all right, we'll scoop in now.
Yep, we'll scoop in there.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
That would be perfect for Microsoft to pick them off. Because I'm telling you, that stock price is going to drop like crazy. And it don't matter. And I keep telling y'all, in the Fortune 500 world, it don't matter if you made $1 billion on Monday. If on Tuesday your stock price drops too low, Wednesday you're shutting your doors. Period. That's just the way that it is. So, but no, great discussion, great discussion. Any more TRS on that? You know what? I want to say Elder Scrolls is a very good game. If you liked Skyrim, I was part of the beta and the alpha because I have a friend that abandoned me that used to work for Bethesda. He might still be there, but you know who you are. Thanks for abandoning me. He hooked me up with the alpha, and I played it on PC and all this other stuff. No, he was a Destiny player too, man. This dude I don't know, whatever. But but if you get into Elder Scrolls now, it's like the Division. I love the Division, but the Division can't touch Elder Scrolls. I'm sorry, online. Elder Scrolls is just, the world is just so vast. There's just so much to do. It's not touchable. Like TRS said, you don't even have to buy any of the downloadable packs, the DLC, to enjoy that game forever and ever. So if you're in the Elder Scrolls and you want to try the online, now's a great time to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go. You can it's like mixing Skyrim and, I don't know, RuneScape, if you ever played that game.
Absolutely,
so,
yep.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Really, we almost done except for NETHILEZ. If you got anything, bro? You got anything else you want to talk about, man?
You know, I think this was a fantastic show. I really have nothing else, man. I'm done.
All right, that's cool. Here, I'll do this, and because what I like to do at the end of the show, and I haven't done this for a while, is for the action flick people. Now, I've been doing another shameless plug. Your boy, MM2K. Philosopher Doom says Skyrim is my shit. Yeah, man, it's a great game. Bethesda all the way, man. I put all my stock in, but they're my favorite publisher and developer right now.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm sorry about
this. Go ahead, man.
That does remind me. And first of all, let me just state that Bethesda to me is God. So we'll say that first, and then on top of that, I wanted to mention how fun the Skyrim is for the Xbox One. I'm loving it with the mods.
Okay.
If everybody's loving Skyrim and they're still saying they're loving it, I'm sure they're enjoying the Skyrim with the mods. I'm loving that. I'm a superhero. I gotta get into
the
Blacker Panther. You know, it's
the Blacker
awesome.
Panther.
It's awesome.
Yeah, no, Skyrim. I can imagine. Yeah, I have somebody that I was talking to, and they were trying to get me to buy D-Train NETHILEZ. That was part of the Triple B for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
When I met that guy, he was selling me Skyrim forever. You know, he loved that game, and then Destiny came out. And he
absolutely.
Yeah, so definitely check that. Yeah, it's Skyrim is just, Bethesda's gods, because on the development side, when they make something, they make it great. And on the publishing side, they're willing to take risks. Now, Philosopher Doom is trying to start some shit. Here he goes. Phil must have sent this dude today. No, he's trying to start some shit, TRS. Here we go. Let's do it. He says Skyrim or Fallout. You can only have one. Fallout. Yeah.
If I could only have one?
Yep, Fallout. Definitely.
Are you saying Skyrim for the Xbox One or Fallout 4?
No.
Is that what he's saying?
No, really, he means like, do you want the Elder Scrolls series or the Fallout series? I think that's what he means.
I would go with Skyrim.
Oh, shit.
Or Elder Scrolls.
Shit,
this is the last episode of ScramPunks. We're breaking up. Man, I have a little love in my heart like Phil Spencer does for Voodoo Vince. I have a little love in my heart for Fallout. It reminds me when I was with my kids. No. But here, Fallout, when they announced Fallout last generation, and when they presented it in Microsoft stage, even though nowadays something like that means jack squat. But back then when the 360 was, still winning, but it wasn't sure if the PlayStation was going, just make its comeback. When they showed that and Scott Howard talked about the enthusiasm for the Xbox system, even though it wasn't a timed exclusive, it was coming to both platforms. The way they did that presentation, that was the knockout blow to me, to Sony. That was the message to everybody. Like, if you want new age gaming experiences that you've never had before in a console, Xbox is your machine. Fuck Sony. When they got on stage, and then that's when I fell in love with Bethesda. I was like, damn. And then I played Fallout, and I love Fallout. Now, I love Skyrim too, but I got to be honest. Skyrim burnt me a little bit because I was trying to be a warrior, and then I realized warrior wasn't for me. I wanted to be a mage, and there was no way to turn back except to go all the way back, and I had already put 75 hours into it. So,
and let's be real, Moss, and you kind of mentioned this earlier, TRS. The thing about Skyrim to me is, like, eventually you kind of just become like a godlike figure. Like, you just walk around and you kill everyone. Yeah. And Fallout, that's like never the case. It stays hard the entire time. You're always scavenging for ammo.
Yep.
You're always trying to get the new attachment, get better armor. You got to repair it.
Yep.
Skyrim, it gets boring to me after you.
What I mean is, as far as what I mean is, as far as now with both of them. There's no way for you to actually become a god on them unless you have Skyrim with the mods, but like as far as Elder Scrolls Online and Skyrim by itself without the mods, it's pretty much the same concept for me. You can't really become like, a super powered OP type character on Skyrim. And I love both of the games. I love them both, but I like Skyrim or Elder Scrolls series more because I followed it since like the beginning games, and it's like I'm more familiar with like the in-depth lore and all that, and that's one of the things that grabbed me about Destiny was its lore, and I wanted to go deeper and deeper into that, but then when Destiny 2 came, they completely tried to remix to lore.
You must have been searching for that Destiny lore, because in Destiny 1 you had to use those stupid ass cards. You know how to cool lore. The game itself was dog shit.
The combination of the lore cards and things like that, and what you would get off of like YouTube and things like that, how they would explain everything.
Believe it or not, it has a really cool lore to it. You have to look it up.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, but so does Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls lore is pretty deep too.
Oh yeah,
but Fallout's good. I like Fallout's story. I love to play it still. Fallout 3 is my favorite. That's my favorite. Yeah. The original Fallout 3. But it doesn't.
I like New Vegas.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, definitely. New Vegas was a lot better than I thought it would be. It dragged for me at first to the point where I was like, this is nothing like Fallout 3. This is garbage. And then when I got like closer to the middle, I was like, this is the baddest shit. I was like, this is bad as hell. And I enjoyed that. But it doesn't take me the way Elder Scrolls does. Elder Scrolls, the lore is just so deep, and I can actually see and deal with a lot of what's going on in the lore, as opposed to like a Destiny where you just read about the lore. You don't see too much of what's going on in your face with it. Yeah. But Elder Scrolls, that lore is in your face.
It's there.
And I will say this about Skyrim, though, going off your TRS. Right. That thing was a culture phenomenon when it came out. Like, it shook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Culture. Everybody was sucked in by Skyrim. Like, Call of Duty people were playing Skyrim. It was just so unique at the time.
And it took a while for the makers of the workers on Elder Scrolls Online to finally realize what they should have done in the beginning. Have it more look like and feel like Skyrim. It wasn't like that in the beginning. Yeah. In the beginning, was absolute. It was almost like the old laptop version of Morrowind.
Yeah,
it was almost like that.
Absolutely.
But in the past couple years, they've changed. They've altered it a lot. I don't know how it looked the last time you saw it, most, but it's very Skyrim now.
I got it here, man. And I need to hop on it. It's just that if these mammy jammies at work realize that I need to have a gaming life too, then I'd be able to hop on because when you play Skyrim, even when it wasn't at its best, when you play Elder Scrolls Online, you could blow like 8, 9, 10 hours and not even realize it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, absolutely. All right, well, people, that's it. I was going to do a movie review, but we done had so much fun with the discussions in the chat, man. Big up to the chat. I'm going to close out to what everybody's going to be getting into, how you can follow them, what their handles are, and then we're going to close out the show. You know what I'm saying? And I'll do that next week, getting to the movie thing, because we had, man, NETHILEZ got to come back. You know what I'm saying? NETHILEZ got to come back. Definitely.
Man, this was like a phenomenal thing to hop on the show and guest star. And I'm always, if I'm ever available, you can send me that invite, man. I'm absolutely here to help you.
Definitely. And yeah, we're floating through ideas of getting people on there, but definitely, man, whenever you're available, we'll put it out in the chat and you can join, man. But as we close out, let's go through everybody's what's anticipated. What you got coming up, NETHILEZ?
What I got coming up? You know what? I'm working on a video. That's probably going to be about why everyone is holding Microsoft up to task lately. And because I've heard on BGST, because I got the guest star in there, someone said, Microsoft has one bad year and now everyone freaks out. But it's like, in my opinion, a lot of these podcasts, ScramPunks, BGST, the OG podcast, they started up because Sony was a dominant leader, but they weren't doing shit.
Yeah.
And Microsoft was doing everything. But now that Microsoft is kind of doing nothing, people can't get upset that we're calling them out on it.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to dive into that aspect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Check out my man NETHILEZ. NETHILEZ, did you post something? I got to make you a you know how it goes, NETHILEZ. Did you drop something in the chat?
No, I've been just reading the chat, but no, I haven't really commented much in there.
Can you comment in the chat so I can make you a mod and so you can post your link? And also post a link to Smash Podcast too. I appreciate it. Look, NETHILEZ drops some dope shit. Here's the thing. All right, so now let me get a little bit serious because now I'm getting angry. Okay. NETHILEZ dropped some of the dopest dope out here in Dope Land. Okay.
Dope Land.
When he breaks shit down, see, your boy, I get all tied up in the tongue. When NETHILEZ breaks the shit down, you can absorb it. And then it makes perfect sense. And you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like you had some fine wine and shit. Y'all motherfuckers better get out there and subscribe to his goddamn channel, okay? Do it right now. It don't make any goddamn sense. I'm not trying to hate on anybody. There is a whole bunch of people out here in YouTube land that are talking a bunch of silliness. They're saying the same things that everybody else is saying. It's just a different face. NETHILEZ is giving you something from a perspective that you're not going to get anywhere else. The content is dope. He's my Triple B brother. He's dope, period. Check out his shit. The shit is good. He's dropping this thing in the chat. If you're not following him, I'm coming to kick your ass. It's as simple as that. So
man, I appreciate those kind of words, Moss. And I will say the same exact thing for your channel. Like, this channel right here is phenomenal. I see you're at like 106 subscribers, and you know, it's gonna keep growing, man. We're the new generation. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
We're trying, man. We're keeping it honest. You know, we're Xbox guys. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, you gotta use my catchphrase. Keep it broadband.
Keep it broadband. You know what I'm saying? We're Xbox guys, but you know, when we want Microsoft to steer a certain way because we see them falling off track, we're going to keep them honest. You know what I'm saying? But I you know what? It's 2018. We're going to keep it pristine. And I just can't deal with the silly shit this year. There's a lot of people out here that are just regurgitating shit. And like I said, you got people out here like NETHILEZ, Triple B or not. You got people out here like NETHILEZ doing the damn thing and giving it to you in a way that is really unique and very, very enlightening. You gotta, it really forces you to put your thinking cap on. I remember I was getting ready for work and NETHILEZ was dropping this thing about exclusives. And I was sitting there having a conversation with myself like, NETHILEZ, you full of shit. And then he was dropping it and I'm like, you know what? No, NETHILEZ is right. Exclusives do matter. You know what I'm saying? That's the thought-provoking stuff that we need out here in the community, and that's what you get. Philosopher Doom said, shout out to Neth. He got to stop saying no day's gone.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, please do yourself a favor. Sub to the thing. And I guess, and NETHILEZ, I'm going to talk to you after we drop off. I got an idea because we're going to make it worth your while for you to help you. We're going to help you help yourself. We're going to talk about that later. All right. So that's what's going on. You said you're dropping the video, and then we got the Smash podcast on Saturday, bro. We got that coming. Entertaining. Please drop that in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm about to drop it right now.
All right.
It's going to be one hell of a show this Saturday.
It's going to be excellent. It's going to be excellent. All right, TRS, what you got coming up, man? What's going on with you, bro?
Dude, absolutely nothing. No, I'm actually trying to work on the Fusion Saga now, but I'm going to probably need to get some new computer equipment.
Okay.
A lot of the equipment I have now isn't taking the programs that I need to start the show, so I'm going to need to do some investments. So but it is coming, definitely.
Dr. Spreadsheets. I wanted to hook up with you while I was off, and then that didn't work out. So you know, we're gonna get the Fusion Saga together. Definitely. And all right, subscribe to Smash Podcast. All right, let me do this so he can drop his stuff out there. Add moderator. There we go. NETHILEZ is now a moderator. All right, go ahead. Do your thing, NETHILEZ. All right. All right. What is your boy getting into? Work. Work. It's crazy. It's crazy where I'm at right now. It's tax season. I thought I could get over it. And these mugs got me working till 10 o'clock at night. I just said to hell with it today, and I just came home so I could do this podcast because we ain't do it. But thank you to everybody that came out to show their support and their love. You know what I'm saying? Let me just scroll to the thing, man. Of course, we got my man Philosopher Doom. We got 6996. You know what I'm saying? We had a new follower come on for a little bit. You know, hope they can come back. The Pyro Squad. You know, we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Of course, NETHILEZ, you know what I'm saying, TRS, and your boy, Mighty Most 2K. I'm going to try to get into some more black. What I'm trying to do for my videos is I'm going to, I want to add some more gaming footage. I know y'all tired of seeing the same 3 games. So I'm going to add some more gaming footage so I can spruce up my videos, my daily videos. There will not be a medicine tomorrow. I want y'all to listen to this again, you know, because this was a very good podcast. We got to have NETHILEZ back, like I said. And what else am I going to do? That's about it. Oh, I'm going to get ScramPunks out there on iTunes. I'm going to get the rest of the episodes out there on iTunes. We did some renovations. We got some more space. So every single episode, 1 is out there, so check it out. You know what I'm saying? And then from 1 to, I think this is episode 7. I didn't even put it in the thing. I got to fix that. This is episode 7. We're going to put 1 through 7 out there. It's going to be out there pretty soon. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for your support. Smash Podcast this Saturday. Stay tuned. It's going to be live, all right? And then follow TRS at TRS ScramPunks on Twitter. More to come with the Fusion Saga. But everybody, thank you for joining. Thank you for your support. You have a wonderful gaming day.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.